welcome back to Fox 43 AM Live. Join us now is saxophonist Orlando Zuniga. Good morning.
Morning, guys.
How's it going, Oz?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great.
Amen, brother.
I'm doing great. Feel blessed to be here.
It's great to have you on the show today.
Thank you, Dan. Thank you.
I want to ask you kind of how long you've been playing. I think that's the best start. How long have you been playing the saxophone?
Okay. I'm a musician of 57 years. I started when I was about 11 years old. I was in a band when I was 11 until about 19 years old called Anthony and the Royals. Hey. And we were a Tex-Mex local American-style band here in Topeka, Kansas back in 1970. And that's the way I started. And then from that time on, my life went on from there.
And we were talking a little bit before the show started, and I loved your story about how you ended up with the saxophone. Because it wasn't necessarily your choice. You didn't just fall in love with the sax.
No. I wanted to play the drums, and my parents, they weren't too pleased with that because of all the noise and all that. So my father, he wanted me to play the saxophone because his brother, his son, played the saxophone. And I just kind of think my dad and his brother, they just kind of had a little competition thing going, I guess. And so my father wanted me to play the saxophone to see if I can really be a saxophone player that maybe like his brother's son. So that's how that started.
Well, how did it turn out?
Yeah.
So I played the saxophone in the band, and then I played it in school. But the band thing and the school thing is two different things. But when I was about 25 years old, that's when I fell in love with it. And that's when I really started to look into really learning how to perform on it.
Well, yeah. What was that change all of a sudden? What made you fall in love with the saxophone?
I think at that time my life, and I decided, you know, am I going to be this saxophone player or not? So there's a few other things, but basically that was it.
So we were talking before the show a little bit, and you know, we were talking about like the heart and the soul, and I mean, as a musician and being on the road and having to pour everything you are into your passion, your dreams, and your love.
Right.
How have you been able to manage that with life over the last 50 years?
Yeah, that's been hard, real hard. Whoa. But when you're a lone wolf at your game, it gets hard at times. So, because you have your personal life, and then you have your music life, and it's hard at times, and because people don't understand you in a total way. So, but I'm not making any excuses, but deal is it's been a little tough road, but I feel blessed that because I've been blessed with this gift all my life. And
well, it's hard sometimes, you know, God gives us a calling,
right,
and that was yours.
Exactly.
And a lot of times that calling will drag us away from what the world shows us is important.
Right.
So it's
And it's not because you choose to be that way. It's just that that's the way it is.
Yes, sir.
And, so I made a lot of wrong choices and decisions back then. And like I said, that's something that I had to go through, and I try to be a better human being now because of that. But I still have that the past to deal with today.
Well,
But
partner, we're
Great
excited
to have you here.
Yeah, amen.
It's great to have you here. And I know, so you're going to be playing at Evergy Plaza tomorrow for Live at Lunch, right?
correct, right? Yes.
Yeah. What? You've done the Live at Lunch several times. So
Right,
what kind of
yeah.
brings you back to those events? And you're throughout
We're
the
gonna have
city?
to go. We're gonna have to go.
And I'd like to mention that I'm going to be at J Rock's Smokehouse downtown, May the 2nd and May the 16th, between 5 and 7 o'clock. So I'm doing a thing down there starting next month here.
Fantastic.
And then I want to mention that I also play with Mike Babb and Lamont Jackson and the Mix band. So the Mix, we're Topeka's old school band, and we're a bunch of old guys, you know, that love to play and perform still. And but I'd like to give a shout out to the Mix band.
Fantastic. Orlando, thank you so much for joining us this morning. And everyone, please don't go anywhere. When we come back, Orlando will play for us live. Ladies and gentlemen, Fox 43 AM Live presents Orlando Zuniga.
Thank you.